It's on now.
Testing, 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 testing.
Yeah, they can hear you. I'm pretty sure they can.
If they can't hear me, then
You sound even clearer than before. I feel like you sound way louder now. All right, let me transition real quick and just get into the whole spiel. Doom, doom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gamer Actual, your weekly deep dive in the biggest news in gaming. You can find us on all major podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, with a visual version of this podcast being available on youtube.com at Gamer Actual. This podcast is also a part of the KXI Network. To find out more about KXI Network and all our other shows, check out the show notes. Now, for tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about Halo going to a specific blue platform, but we'll get into that. We're also talking about Pokemon ZA and what everybody else is saying about it. And Pal World now potentially having a mobile version. Yeah, we're going to be talking about this and a lot more in tonight's episode. So buckle up, actual gamers. I'm your host, Cash. And tonight I got the homie, the Heartless, with me. We're going to get into it. Homie, what's good? What's poppin'?
yeah, what's good, fam? What's good, guys?
Yo, yo. Yeah, this week has kind of been a doozy when it comes to like gaming news. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. But Heartless, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of schoolwork. A
Yeah?
lot of schoolwork. This moment right now is the very first moment I got to even really sit down and think about video games today. So, but as of right now, and then after the podcast, I'm gonna be gaming. So who knows? Maybe I'll stream after. You don't. You never know.
I
Depending
think
how I
you
feel.
should. When was the last time you streamed? So like this.
It's been about a week. I don't like that at all. I do not like that at all.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been dealing with midterms, and then yeah. So, anyways, we're not here to talk about school. We're here to talk about video games.
Yeah, the thing is for me, I've kind of this week was the week where I decided to like have like a full schedule again, like get back on the streaming grind, you know what I mean? And this week I'm actually going to start finishing up some of the content that I started and didn't finish. So I have that Zelda video that was I've been working on, and I had to stop because of the new job. But now I think this thing that I was struggling with was to have
Time.
a camera. Not only time, it's the camera. So I have to make the video consistent with the previous video, the previous batch of stuff that I've already recorded. And I couldn't do it at night because then if I did it at night, you could tell that there's a weird transitioning happening. But what I'm gonna do is just turn the end portion in like a faceless. You know what I mean? Just make the rest
Yeah.
of the video faceless, and then at the end, try to find a time during the daytime to close out the same video with the same hat and all this shit, just to consistency's sake. So,
Well, you better make it happen because you know the fans want the content.
bro, you know what's crazy? The other day, I was going through YouTube and I saw like someone messages like, "Yo, I stumbled on your channel, loved your videos. I thought you were a bigger content creator than you actually are. Your videos are
God
super
damn.
cool." And I was like, "Damn, bro." You know what I mean? And that's not
That
the first time. That's not the first time someone has said that to my posted a comment like that on my video. I've gotten that multiple times. You know what I mean? So I think
yeah. I'm
I think
absolutely.
you know I love making stuff like this. So I think that's what people are seeing. They're seeing the love for the content, essentially. So
Yeah, you put a lot of hard work into your content, a lot of pride, dedication, and
yeah, if I don't like it, I don't post it.
it shows. Yeah,
Hmm.
it shows. It absolutely shows.
Hmm. So yeah. Um, what are some games that came out this week?
What are some games that came out this week?
Hmm. I know Ninja Gaiden is a big one. Ninja Gaiden 4.
Okay, hold on, hold on. Mm, Hold on. What the? What the?
What happened? Can't find a
I
calendar?
can't. I can't find. Yeah, I can't find the calendar. Hold on. Okay.
It's at the top of the show notes.
That's the second place I want to go. That is the second place I want to go.
Mhm.
Episode. What the hell? Can you send me that link, please? Please send me the link.
I got you. Dum, dum, dum. Oh, you're right. It's not there. I'm lying. It's there.
It,
I found it. I found it. I found it. I'm just gonna.
send it to me, please. I
I'm just.
like that website the most. That has the most. That has all the most detailed information. Chat. I'm gonna tell you guys the website in a second.
Hmm.
Please send it to me.
Where should I send it? Should I send it?
Anywhere, Discord, anywhere.
I'm posting it in chat.
Yeah, okay, that works for me. Yeah. So this website, I really like it. It's called VG Times, and the reason why I like it because no matter what day of the week, it has a quick date filter, and you can set it to last week, and you can get a 7-day slice of the previous game's release. So typically, what we do is for the games releases in the week, we go through the list of the last 7 days, and we pick kind of the games that the most important, so on and so forth.
Right.
Um, so what I see this week is Ninja Gaiden 4, which is crazy because it's sitting at a 5.5 on Metacritic. No, I mean 5.5 player ratings. Oh, actually, it only has one rating, so we can't trust that. But it's sitting at an 82 on Metacritic, which is not bad at all. A fourth part of a series of slashers about ninja. The game takes place in the near future on the streets of Tokyo. Young Yakumo must deal with all the monsters and cyber souls in order to save the city and remove the ancient curse. Also in the game, there is the famous Ryu
Hayabusa.
Hayabusa. They have it
Mhm.
typed wrong here. Who
Mhm.
I thought it was wrong. Who received new tricks. So I know people have been excited for this game. But Cash, question:
Mhm.
is this the game where they did not give credit? Um, to who was it?
Oh,
To the developer? Who was it?
I don't remember. What credit specifically are you talking about?
There was a developer that died recently who they just released the game.
Oh yeah.
And
He's the guy who basically brought Ninja Gaiden back to the forefront. Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden. That was him. Yes.
and what's his name, by the way? Do you know?
I don't remember. I have to double check.
I'm gonna Google right now. Dead
Mhm.
or alive? Because I'm actually gonna give them the credit. Uh, Tomonobu Itagaki
Mhm.
died October 16th, 2025
Just
at
before
the
the
age
game
of
released.
58. Just before the game released. And I am hearing whispers. I want to confirm this in a second, but I'm hearing whispers that his name is nowhere to be found on any of the credits for this.
Did he
So we're
work
gonna
on it though? That's the other thing. Did he?
no. Even if he did not work on it, though,
I think they probably. I'm playing devil's advocate here, right? Maybe because of just how sudden his death was, the game was already scheduled to release. So it's like they didn't.
yeah. But even if he didn't work on it, though,
Hmm.
should he not be credited as the creator?
I don't think he was the creator. I think he just brought the
He
game
is.
back. He is the creator.
Yeah, he's the developer behind Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden,
Hmm.
both series. Yeah,
But he's the
he's
creator.
he is the creator. He is the creator.
Mm-mm. If his name is not there, that's kind of crazy.
Oh, he created Dead or Alive and he revived Ninja
Ninja
Gaiden in
Gaiden,
2004.
because Ryu is in Dead or Alive.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So, anyways, I want to get confirmation though.
What?
I want to know if what I'm saying, he was not in the credits at all for the new Ninja Gaiden game. But like you said, playing devil's advocate,
Hmm. It's because of the
he's
time.
not.
But that's something you can actually patch in later because I've seen so many things being patched. So there's no way you can't patch that in.
yeah. So, uh, this game released October 21st, 2025, dropped in the PC, Xbox Series X and S, and the PlayStation 5, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Platinum Games, Team Ninja. You guys know what it is. Let's see what else we got. Any other games on this week's list that interest you, Cash?
I'd have to double check, but I think Ninja Gaiden was the biggest one.
It's definitely the biggest one. That is for sure.
Mhm.
Now I'm seeing here it says Persona 3 Reload.
Shout out to Rose
It
Gradient.
shout out to Rose Gradient. I think what was it? A Nintendo Switch 2 release.
Mm-hmm.
The game's sitting at an 87 on Metacritic. It's 8.2 from the players. Let me look deeper into this and see what exactly is happening. It looks like yeah. So the game released February 2nd, 2024 for the PC, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and this looks to be a Nintendo Switch 2 release. So guys, if you have a Switch 2 and you haven't got a chance to play this game, definitely check the game out.
Another game that came out was Dispatch. Dispatch is a game that a lot of people was kind of looking forward to. I saw a few people in the community that were actually playing this game. So it's kind of like a telltale style video game. It's I guess you could call that like a visual novel kind of situation where it's
Oh,
like
really?
I don't know if it's like choice based. I haven't looked too much into it, but it's very similar to the style of like Telltale's games. And there's a lot of like big names in it. So Aaron Paul is the main character in it. Or it's an ensemble cast, but I say Aaron Paul is like the main character, but he's really not because there's so many. Moist Critical is also a voice actor in here as well. There's a
Wait,
there's
wait,
a
wait.
lot of celebrities.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
I looked up Dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Invincible.
Kind of, yes.
It looks like Invincible. And Aaron Paul
Aaron Paul is one of the
voices.
yes, one of the main characters.
Wow. Oh wow. So I actually have the game here right now. I don't know if you want to pull up some gameplay.
I was
It's
about to.
got
I
a
was about to.
yeah. So it released on PC and PlayStation 5. An
Mm-hmm.
adventure from the authors of The Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands. The plot tells about a superhero whose mecha armor was broken by his worst enemy. Now the character is forced to get a job as a dispatcher in an agency that distributes orders to other superheroes. You'll
Mm-hmm.
have to build relationships in the office and fix your suit in your free time. So, this does look like a decision-based game, like a dialogue decision-based game from what I'm
Yes.
seeing here. But that's kind of interesting. I kind of wanna see it. Are we
Yeah.
are we
Gameplay's
having it on
up.
screen?
Gameplay's live
Why are they bleeping this?
because the dude's naked, Heartless.
That's crazy.
The game's rated M for mature, bro.
I mean, I've played a bunch of rated M for mature games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big box right there.
Oh my god. Welcome in, Hades. I know the game don't look fun, but writing usually fun. Yeah, I think the writing is actually pretty good. I think a lot of people are talking about the story of the game.
This is an interactive movie. This is like if Into the Spider-Verse was interactive.
Yeah.
Almost,
Have
in a
you
way.
ever seen Wolf Among Us? If you've played Wolf Among Us, you'll
N-
understand what this game is about. I think I need to play Wolf Among Us at some point on
We've
stream.
we've
Where
spoken about that game on the podcast. Before, though.
I love that game so much. Because of that game, I became a fan of the Fable series. The Fable series is actually a comic book series by Vertigo. Vertigo is
Really?
Vertigo is a sub brand of DC Comics.
Wait. Fable, not the game Fable, right?
No. Fable is Fable Town is a comic series
Oh.
from Vertigo.
Oh, I was almost mind blown.
Vertigo, not Vertigo. I keep getting Vertigo. It's Vertigo. But it's actually pretty damn good. Cat Lover, what's good? Welcome in. So yeah,
Hi, Cat.
the game is super fun. Wolf Among Us. I think we need to do a play talk live. I play one episode and you kind of check it out. I think you would enjoy
That's
the
kind
game.
of sick.
Yes.
That's kind of a sick idea.
Yeah.
Chat, for those that don't know what Play Talk Live is, it's kind of like an idea, a little show thing we're developing. We've done it a few times. We like it, and we're
Mhm.
going to keep developing on it. But essentially it's kind of like this podcast. So you see how there's multiple cameras and all, and you guys are seeing the gameplay there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much is one person on stream, one of the people in the cameras, they're going to be playing the game, and the other people hanging out is there to experience, see what the game has to offer, discuss what the game has to offer to, obviously amongst themselves, the
Right.
viewers, and all that. So
Sometimes
it's
even
pretty much
backseat
like a way
drive.
to check out games.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes backseat drive, but nonetheless, it's a way to check out games. So we try to do games where at least one of the people on the panel has not really played the game. Like, for instance, I did Rogue Prince of Persia. I've not really played any of the Prince of Persia games.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did I have fun, but these guys had fun being a part of that experience with me. So we
Right.
think the show is a really cool idea. We got to get another episode coming out. We have to.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Because of that episode, I started to play Rogue Prince of Persia. That's what made me started playing that game. Remember, like it's one of my favorite like games that I'll do like run. Well, since I started playing Power World, I haven't played Rogue Prince of Persia. Like, I'm gonna be very honest, but I'm getting back to that game pretty soon. Tomorrow we're playing Rivals. No, Tuesday we're playing a game called Absalom. Bello and I. Shout out to Bello Legends. That's gonna be super fun. We played last week, enjoyed it, but it's also a roguelike game. So, you know, I'm slowly kind of like appreciating roguelike games more because the more like the whole concept of roguelike games, I didn't really like it, but now it's kind of growing on me. But yeah, this game looks super cool. Dispatch looks like a fun kind of game. I think 876 Cubes was playing it, so shout outs to Cubes. I saw him playing it, I want to say 2 days ago. I should check out his streams more to see what the game's really about before I decide to give it that plunge. You know?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, anything
We'll
else?
get into it. No.
Any other games?
We can keep moving. If you want me to be honest, none of the games on the list of this week's releases interest me at all. None
Oh,
of
really?
them. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know me. I'm a very picky and loyal gamer.
Oh, this I know.
I find my games and I stick with them.
Not even
Recommended.
Plants vs Zombie Harvest.
Not even Plants vs Zombie. What does that mean? What
There's
does
a
that even mean?
there's a Plants vs Zombie replanted that recently got released, bro.
Replanted? I
Yes.
dislike
So
you.
I'm assuming it's a remastered version of Plants vs Zombie. Oh, Double Dragon Revive. You can't leave out Double Dragon Revive either. I'm
Hold
sorry,
on.
but you can't.
I'm looking up Plants vs Zombies. Is it called Garden Warfare 2?
No, just
No,
Plants
that's not
vs
it.
Zombies replanted, and it's a co-op shooter apparently.
I'm not finding it, unfortunately.
Play Megabonk. I haven't checked out Megabonk, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it.
What was the other game?
Double Dragon Revive.
Double Dragon Revive.
Yeah. So as somebody that's a huge Double Dragon fan, I wasn't really impressed with this one. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Double Dragon Revive
Mm-hmm.
dropped October 23rd, 2025 for the PC, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
So what we got here? Fast-paced action in the Double Dragon series featuring Jimmy Lee, Billy Lee, and other iconic characters.
Yep.
The game brings the Lee brothers into the modern era while maintaining the spirit of the original. The game features updated 3D graphics, encounters with familiar enemies, and signature fights. New mechanics have also been implemented that make the battles deeper and more exciting. There are elements of exploration, the use of various weapons, and environmental features. So, let me get an image.
I
up
don't
here
know.
so I can see it.
I'm not really feeling it. Like so I prefer the more retro looking Double Dragon games. I'm not gonna lie. This looks it just looks super cheap to me. But I'm definitely gonna still give it a shot because again, just for
How
the
much is
sake
it?
of loving the game. I have no idea. That's a good question. We should double check.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, I think it shouldn't be anything less than $30. I'm sorry, I don't think
$34.99. Yo, we
thir-
got to do like
thirty-four ninety
a
nine is not bad. How many people
yeah.
are part of KXI? So we just had Kirby join. So we had 6 people now. Kirby 7. We have 7 people that are part of KXI.
This I mean, it is a gaming podcast, so I guess we could kind of discuss what the KXI network does, right? I
Right.
mean, so we got Tinky. That's the
Mm-hmm.
homie Tinky. I don't know if you guys know him. He does like
Marvel
Marvel.
Marvel Rivals extraordinaire and high ranking Ryu Street Fighter 6.
High-ranking Ryu, Marvel Rivals extraordinaire. Um, you got Rose, who plays like all the JRPGs. If you guys are into JRPGs, he does that. He
Also
also plays Street
Street
Fighter.
Fighter. You'll find that everybody on the team, minus Pinksy, plays Street Fighter.
I mean, Pixie has played Street Fighter.
Has played Street Fighter, but he doesn't play as much as everybody else on the team, to be honest.
Nah, Pixie would be the Elden Ring / Monster Hunter extraordinaire of the team
Mhm.
/ Rainbow
Rainbow
Six
Six.
Siege.
This man spent 8,000 hours
Elden Ring, right?
in Elden Ring. Yes.
Yeah. Then we have Bello, who is Bello.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Bello, it's my guy. Now, seriously though, he plays like RPG games. If you're into watching someone play RPG games and just vibe out, he also does Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Cash, who's like the variety gamer guy, who's on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's really into gaming news,
Which
He
is
put
how this
together-
podcast came to be.
Exactly. He put this podcast together. All like the graphic design that you see of this, kind of like how it flows, all that is pretty much Cash's design. I just kind of, I
What
just
the
run the
hell?
ship. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding.
Mm.
And then you got me, who I mostly play Street Fighter and fighting games. That's kind of like what my streams are mostly about. And then I also will do like the KXI events, which, by the way, we have on Fridays. We have Fight Night Fridays. So if you're into fighting game events, that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Cat, we got you there. And then Saturdays is the Kirby Community Night. So
Mm-hmm.
Kirby is the newest member of the team, and she kicks butt when it comes to like community engagement and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
we
she's
thought
very
she'd be
good
the
at
perfect
that.
person.
Yeah.
She's very good at it. Very
Mhm.
good at it. She knows how to make people feel special, like more than all of us, and that's kind of the goal. So she's kind of leading the way with the community nights. So if you were there last night, we appreciate you. Heartless,
Mhm.
welcome in, fam.
Welcome in, Harley.
But
Kirby's
yeah,
kind of a
so-
cozy gamer too, to be honest. Kirby is also kind of like a cozy gamer. Ooh. I don't know. I'm not really feeling this double dragon. And I showed Bello, and Bello is also a beat 'em up guy. He wasn't feeling it either. Oh, what you could do is just post our link, Heartless, the team link. team link tree.
Oh, what am I doing? First of all, there's this, right? And then is it no, what is it?
No, it's just T. You should say
It's
What is that?
team. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
team.
yeah.
Listen, any updates in the Marvel Rivals event? No updates yet. So, so I don't know if you know the latest update, but so the team, the community that was supposed to fight us, they had
Yeah.
some difficulty getting together for the event night.
But
They have a wedding though.
they have a
So
wedding
they're-
plan. So the
yeah,
leaders.
So the people who run the community there they're getting married actually. So they're in the middle of like the last 2 weeks for a wedding. So
Mhm.
we're gonna have to wait. Like it's probably gonna be like a month before we actually get into it.
Did they say a month? It all depends on them. Like
The way I think of it is, hey, if they need a few weeks to get through with their wedding, right?
right, which is
And
this
then we're
week, I
gonna
think.
Maybe, right? And then we're gonna
Yeah.
get in a meeting with them, and then we're gonna set a date, right? And I'd
Right.
imagine that date will be at least a week out in the future. But hey, it could be any time from like 2 weeks from now to a month, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, like shout outs to Lofi and Boss Rabbit. Congrats again.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah,
Super cool people.
yeah. Wait. But yeah, chat. That's pretty much it for the games that got released this week. Um, any final thoughts on this before we move on?
I never really knew how good Oreos dipped in milk was until
This
tonight.
motherfucker, bro. Can't understand you. Sorry, chat. Let's just get into the meat and the potatoes of tonight's podcast. And yes, everybody's talking about it. Master Chief Halo is going to PlayStation with the Halo campaign Evolve. Bro, I don't know how to feel about this. I feel like there's a glitch in the
called it.
Matrix. I did
Nope.
call it, but here's the crazy thing about all of this, right? Remember when there was only just 4 games that are just gonna go on PlayStation? Remember that last year when Phil Spencer was in that podcast? He said we're just gonna try out 4 games. It was gonna be Forza, Grounded, Sea of Thieves,
And we
and
called it then.
our 4th game. And yes, and we said it's not just gonna be 4 games, Phil. You're lying. Like we call bullshit on that. And someone said,
But why would they though? Why? Why would they?
why would they? Well, no, but we were saying like, ain't no way you're just gonna drop these 4 games and just call it a day right there. You know what I mean? But I didn't expect to see their flagship game go over that fast. But once I saw Gears of War, I was like, yep, Halo's coming pretty soon. Once I saw Gears of War, I was like, yeah, it's definitely gonna happen soon.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Mhm.
But what is this officially? What is this mark? What is this signal?
I don't say it's not the death of console exclusivity though. That to me it signals that Xbox is slowly moving away from console exclusivity. I don't think console exclusivity on a whole is dead. I think Xbox specifically is moving away from exclusivity. I think they're more focused on being a
To be honest with you,
platform. They're more focused on being a
I
platform.
disagree.
You think
I
so?
disagree. Yeah, I disagree.
Also,
I think from a purely economical standpoint, okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this in action movie terms so everyone understands. Okay, it's like it's like cooking up the craziest, most expensive batch of crack you could cook up
Wow.
and being like, oh, we're only gonna sell it to half the population. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
No. It's the product is too expensive to develop to not sell it to everybody.
So shout out to Pinksy
You know
in
what
the
I'm saying?
chat. I know what I hear what you're saying, but shout out to Pinksy in the chat. Pinksy said something very, very important here. Exclusives aren't moving Xboxes. So, but for PlayStation, it's not the same issue. PlayStation doesn't have that issue. Nintendo doesn't have that issue. People are still buying Nintendo. You understand what I'm saying? So
No,
it's
I don't because I do understand what you're saying for sure. But
mm-hmm.
hear me out.
Okay.
Nintendo is breaking barriers in terms of their technology. Like they produce consoles that are highly unique. Would you not agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They do have their strong IPs, but you can't compare Nintendo to Xbox and PlayStation. Nintendo has all their IPs in the Nintendo world kind of exists in the same universe ecosystem in a way. Their entire brand is an IP. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Xbox and PlayStation, they feel more just like consoles and platforms to play things on. Yes, PlayStation is more successful when it comes to exclusives. Yes, right? But can we just be real here? PlayStation, it's the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro not just the better console
Then the Xbox?
than the Xbox?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
The Xbox is actually pretty powerful. The thing is, PlayStation has stronger foothold on games that they release. I feel like Xbox
Y-
has a
You
lot of like indie games that they release. They're more focused on like they kind of put themselves in that category of like the indie console. Like ever since 360, they started that with 360 and they've kind of never moved away from that, which is why a lot of people used to say Xbox has no games. It's not that Xbox doesn't have games. They don't have AAA games that are like, I guess you could say household names kind of situation.
like the
With
God of War, the God
exactly.
of
We
Wars,
we
and Horizon.
Exactly. Now, when you think about Xbox, it's Halo, it's Gears of War. Gears of War, up until recently, was a dormant IP. Let's keep it real. It was dormant. We have Forza.
It fell off for like 10 years.
Exactly. We had Forza, and not everybody plays Forza. We had shit. I can't even remember. Think of any other. Sea of Thieves. Again, not everybody plays Sea of Thieves. It's not an event when Xbox drops games. When PlayStation
PlayStation,
does,
they
it's
definitely
something
do it
totally
better.
different.
They
Exactly. It's
definitely do it
totally
better, but
different.
I just don't. I'm just not sold on the idea that it's it's PlayStation exclusives that are selling. That are
Shout outs to
selling.
Pizzo Plays. 100% Pizzo. 100%. That's exactly what it is.
I did not think that. I thought the PlayStation was the more powerful console. To be
No, no,
honest with
no,
you.
no, 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 no. Xbox is.
So why does everyone prefer to have the PlayStation over the Xbox? And I don't think it's exclusives. I
He-
really don't think it's
Here's
exclusives. I
here's
don't.
why. I'll say one thing. Series
What?
S.
That's the lower grade Xbox model, correct?
Yes. So here's the thing. Xbox has a package deal, right? So when
Yeah.
developers are when they're making games, they have to make
Yep.
sure the game can also run on the
Yeah.
Series
On
S.
Xbox Series S. Yes.
Which is why they didn't get Wukong until like a couple of months ago. Remember, Wukong came out last year on PlayStation and PC. Xbox didn't get it until this year because they had to optimize it for the Series S. So the Series S is holding back Xbox 100%.
So,
And a lot of
question.
developers have an issue with that.
Question. Are we getting games in which the Xbox version of the game has less details in it
Mm-hmm.
than the PlayStation version of the game because the game is to run on a lower end console?
Say that again.
Are we getting games in
Mhm.
which features are being withheld on the Xbox version as opposed to the PlayStation version?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It's being limited because so most games are not playing to the highest potential that the Xbox Series X can run it.
So this goes back to what I was saying. So you're telling me that the games
Mm-hmm.
run better on PlayStation for said reason, right?
Pretty much, but it's not.
So it's the better console,
no, but
right?
It's not indicative of the Series X's power because it's not being. It's not pushing the games to the
Is
full
it
potential.
whether the Series X has a 10 out of 10 in terms of power
Mm-hmm.
and the PlayStation 5 has an 8 out of 10 in terms of power?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if the user experience is leaving people to feel like they're getting a 9 out of 10 in terms of gaming optimization on a
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation and they're only getting a 7 out of 10 on the Xbox, then the better console is the PlayStation. Would you not agree?
Yeah, but it's not about. It's not even in about the performance. Like if you really think about it, most people I don't think are talking about performance when it comes to the Xbox and the PlayStation argument. It's all about the games. It's all
That's
about the
crazy.
games.
I did not think that. I did not think that the PlayStation exclusives had that much pull. They never pulled me like that.
Chat. Let me know if I'm wrong right now. But
Yeah, let us know how you guys feel about this.
let me
Please.
know if I'm wrong right now. But I'm telling you that most of the conversation that I hear when it comes to the console wars with the Xbox versus PlayStation, it's all about the games with PlayStation. All about the games. Bro, they have Spider-Man. They have God of War. They have Horizon. They have Ghost of Tsushima. Now recently Ghost of Yote. They got games, bro. They're dropping games. They have Astro's Playroom. No, was it Playroom?
What?
Astro,
I
is it
don't
Astro's
hear
Playroom?
that.
Is his Playroom?
I don't
know
hear
what
that.
I don't know what the last one was. No, but they do have. What I'm saying is they have a variety of games that people can pick from. When we move over to the Xbox side, They don't really have like long lasting, like strong
Bro,
ass
there's
IPs that they can
thousands
pull
of
from.
games. There's thousands of games. But hold
Hold
on.
up. Let me correct myself. It's not that Xbox doesn't have strong IPs. They do, but I think they're not prioritizing their IPs. They're focused on other stuff. And it also comes down to them what they did with the acquisition of Activision, Blizzard, King. It always comes back to that because that's the reason why Phil Spencer is now a figurehead of Xbox. He's not really the one calling the shots anymore. So whenever you see him show up on any kind of like podcast and he says anything, you can't really believe what the fuck he has to say because at the end of the day, he's not the one who has the final say. We saw that when he made that announcement. Oh, only 4 games are going to PlayStation. Now, almost every game, every exclusive you can think of has gone to PlayStation now. Flight Simulator, Forza, Gears of War, Halo, Indiana Jones went over there. All of them are there.
So you think that, and I'm not doubting you, because what you're saying is viable. You have things to back your opinion up. So you're saying that the difference maker in the console war that pushes people towards buying the PlayStation has been the exclusives?
Yes,
Wow,
100%.
that's
100%.
crazy.
What does Xbox have? What exclusive does Xbox have for people to go buy? Think about it. Xbox has none. They don't have anything, bro. They used to
That's
ride
crazy.
on the coattails of Halo for so long. But Halo is not that big of an IP anymore.
So now here's my next question.
Mm-hmm. Pinksy,
Is
that's
it
exactly
beneficial
why
for
I have one.
PlayStation?
Mm-hmm.
Would Sony make more money keeping their games exclusive or releasing them to the public?
If
And
you're
and
talking
then
about
and then
PlayStation,
yeah, and then my next question is,
mm-hmm.
do console sales even produce them huge net profits? Because the way I think of it is it one of those scenarios, and I don't know, this is kind of a question, is it one of those scenarios in which, like, your phone, the company will lose money on the sale of the phone? Why? Because they want your reoccurring
Yeah, but
monthly payment,
that's
right? So
no, that's with consoles as well. Like most consoles are sold at a loss because the hope is that you're gonna be buying games from the
right,
platform.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. So would Sony, are they making enough money on these console sales having this exclusive ecosystem, or are they better off releasing these games for Xbox as well? That's the question. It's like, where do they make more money?
It's
Because
not.
you just said they're not making money on the console sales. So even if these
Mhm.
exclusives are pushing people to buy the consoles, they're not making the money from the consoles. So
Which is why now they've opened the door up to PC. But I don't think PlayStation will drop it on Xbox because they still see Xbox as competition. They don't see PC as competition because here's the thing: you rarely see people leave from PC and go back to console. You more see it in the opposite. People leave console, go to PC. They never go back to console. They rarely
yeah.
do that. They really do that, right? So they're aware of that, which is why they've opened up the door for putting their games on PC. So that's where they're making that other chunk that they would possibly be losing from console sales. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is a learning experience for me. I'm not gonna lie. Because I never really got so deep into this console war. I never owned the PlayStation 5. I had the PlayStation 4. Before that, I had a 360, and for me, it just what console felt right at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went to PC, and I never really did this. So my next question is: do you expect that we're gonna see a world in which we're gonna see PlayStation exclusives? Like, are we ever gonna see a God of War on Xbox?
Bro, I think it's very unlikely. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't think PlayStation's gonna do that. I really don't think
Chad,
that.
what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think we'll ever see God of War on an Xbox?
The
Yo,
only
Patty
way,
and I
hold
are
up, wait,
wearing
wait,
the
wait.
same hoodie. We're
Yeah,
wearing the same
bro,
hoodie.
bro. The only way I see that happening is if Xbox. I want you to hear this crazy theory though. If their next console is just like the ROG Ally X, where it's a multi-platform box, so now people can play their PlayStation games from Steam
Uh, yes,
on the
yes, yes,
Xbox.
yes, yes.
That's
Yeah.
the only way. But PlayStation will never open up the floor for Xbox. Period. I don't think they will.
Listen, I'll tell you guys this, and I love the opinions in the chat, but I will say this. One thing that I have noticed when it comes to big companies, right,
Mm-hmm.
is anything could happen. Like, for
True,
instance,
but
Tesla is one of the most successful companies we have ever seen. It has produced the richest man on the planet, right? You would think that Tesla is safe and secure. I come to find out there's a Chinese company called Waymo that is far more advanced in doing what they're doing, in
mm-hmm.
doing what Tesla does. So now I'm sitting in the back of my head, I'm thinking to myself, is Tesla, is it as secure as I thought it was? Is it a company that I know will be here in 30 years? I don't know. And the same thing applies to all companies.
Mm-hmm.
Something could happen that could look at Nvidia. Nvidia doing great stuff. I come to find out there's other companies overseas that are doing there is Chinese companies that are making excellent chips. So I don't think anything is off the table. I never get surprised seeing
here's
anything.
here's what I would say to that point.
Mm-hmm.
There would have to be an insurmountable amount of issues to happen to PlayStation for them to say, you know what? We can't do this anymore. We need to start putting our exclusives on Xbox. The only way, the one I'm not gonna. So you know what? The one time I saw them doing this was with what's the name of that game that Helldivers. Helldivers recently came out on Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was a PlayStation exclusive,
But hear
but
me
I
out though.
but I think it was a limited exclusive situation. I don't think PlayStation outright owned the rights to Helldiver.
I don't think Sony did any of that because they felt pressure to at all.
No, they didn't.
Which is
They did.
yeah.
I think so. This is what I'm saying. I don't think PlayStation will ever put their go out of their way to put their mainline series, their franchises on Xbox because
But
in
these are
their
the
mind they're gonna dilute their brand and they don't want to do that.
I get that. I get
Mm-hmm.
that. But these are the opinions we're seeing. Sony would have to be going bankrupt, but it's almost never going to happen due to how big it is, right? We're so confident that Sony is like such a strong company and like this and that as a like, but we watch layoffs happen by the thousands across all these companies. I feel like in like to develop Spider-Man was like what $200 million.
300 million.
$300 million to develop the last Spider-Man game. Are we gonna sit here and act like these companies are absolutely financially doing amazing? I think we got to the point in gaming where the games and the expectation for the graphics and the mechanics of these games have gotten so high that companies do not know how to make money on their games anymore. And for the people that don't like AI, trust me, I think these companies are pressured to start using AI
I think
more and more.
I think that's one of the reasons why Xbox is also laying off so many people. Speaking of the new Halo game, also I think they mentioned something about AI. I don't even want to lie. I'm gonna because I have the article somewhere here. Yeah, Halo remake creators don't deny AI usage. So let's read this article real quick. I'm glad you brought that up. So AI will be in the next Halo game, guys. Let's just put that out there right now. It's gonna be there. All right. So this is coming from Game Rant, and the writer here is Matthew Schomer. Shout out to them. Okay. Leading members of Halo campaign Evolve creative team have declined to deny recent questions about whether generative AI is being used in development of the upcoming campaign focused on FPS game. So by the way, this Halo game will not have multiplayer, by the way. Chat. There's no multiplayer. It's just only the campaign. But moving on. The remake of Microsoft's iconic Halo Combat Evolved is getting a lot of attention from the community for a lot of different reasons, but anti-AI gamers may still be hesitant following recent comments. All right. After what seemed like endless rumors, confirmations of a remake of the original Halo game from 2001 was made during the 2025 Halo World Championships on October 24th. Scheduled for the release sometime in 2026. Not only will this remake mark the return of the first major hit for Xbox brand, but it will be the first time that a Halo game has been made available on a PlayStation consoles. Generative AI in Halo Remake is still unclear. While the announcement has generated a lot of buzz, Microsoft's recent statement from two of the top figureheads have done suspicion that Halo Campaign Evolve might be developing using an AI tool, which comes amid reports that both Xbox and PlayStation are using generative AI for game development, as pointed out by the prominent Halo leaker Rebs Gaming on Twitter. Both game director Greg Harmon and executive producer Damon Kahn seem to avoid either directly confirming or denying the use of generative AI in the upcoming Halo. So, guys, because of that, people are speculating that it's very likely that there will be some level of AI usage, but they don't want to speak to that specifically because they know the current climate of AI. You know what I mean? So yeah, Carlos,
I will
thoughts?
take I
Mhm.
will take $1,000 bets from anyone and everyone
Mhm.
who doesn't think AI will be a part of game development.
Oh,
I
it's unde-
promise you.
it's undeniable because one, it's going to be cheaper.
I I promise you
Mhm.
on everything I love. If Unreal Engine software had a spot, a plugin in which I can type in brick material and it would just AI produce me
Wait.
brick materials. You think people are not going to be doing that? That's going to be that's going to be the future. You think if people are not if the software Unreal Engine had a place in which I could type in jungle wildlife and generative AI is producing 3D renderings of trees and forests and wildlife all flowing and it has physics to it. You think that they're not going to do that? They're going to be doing that. They are
Mhm.
100% going to be doing that. Don't shoot me. Don't kick me down the hole like they did in 300 for being the messenger. I'm just
Bro,
telling
bro,
you
put
that
it
that
this
is
way.
the future.
Put it this way. Remember when I don't remember what celebrity they asked. Was it Dwayne the Rock Johnson? When think about it this way, when they ask people like The Rock if he's using steroids, he'll never say yes he is. Why?
Is it?
Because
Because it's
it affects
illegal.
his brand. Not only that, it affects his brand.
It does affect his brand. That man's on steroids. I
No,
actually do not
no
think you can
question.
get that big without steroids.
No question. No question. But hey, he doesn't answer the question, so it's plausible deniability. That's what that is. So when you go to a developer now moving forward, because they know that there might be some backlash, they're not gonna openly admit to it. They're just gonna be like, I don't confirm or deny.
Yo, I promise you, Unreal Engine one day I'm gonna be able to type in red hoodie in Unreal Engine, and it's just gonna generate a 3D mesh hoodie that you could just use and put over any character that you have created or developed or even generated with AI. In the future, there's going to be 6-year-old kids on these programs, not worried about any kind of code at all. They're going to be using modules
It's
and
gonna be,
nodes and prompts, and they're going to be kids
bro.
developing stories like you could not imagine.
You know what's gonna
That is
be?
going to be the
It's got
future.
the future is gonna be Canva for gamers, bro. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Canva for gamers.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Canva for gamers.
Yeah.
It's not gonna stop. I promise, it's
No,
not gonna stop.
anything that's cheaper, it's going to be the next thing. No question about it. No question.
Yeah.
A lot of them are gonna move
Now
to that.
listen. Don't does that mean that humans will be entirely removed from the scenario? Absolutely not. You need humans to plan, organize,
You need prompters.
manage,
You need
and
prompters.
you need prompters. And it takes these are just prompts that generate something for you. The thing that it generates for you, these developers are going to have to take and utilize. But I'm telling you this: if the games take $300 million to develop and they take 3 years to recoup their money, and 30% of the staff gets laid off on it, I promise you that everyone's like, yo, AI is going to take jobs. They're losing the jobs anyways. They are losing the jobs anyways.
Big facts.
So what, like, this is the inevitable, guys. It's the inevitable. For those people in the chat, including artists, especially artists, don't lose faith. Learn about the tools that are coming out in our generation of artistry and learn to work with them to keep up, because it's either you adapt and evolve or you fall behind. So, Hades, this is all good and valuable. This is all valid opinions. Now, I feel that it to me, what you're describing there is kind of like, I don't want to say sensitive or touchy subject, but it's like there's like a thin line there, because what you're describing there, he said the problem with AI stems from generative AI stealing the work of artists without their consent and then replacing them. The problem I see with that is not even like a problem, but like, if I were to go look at somebody else's work, like their art, and I were to then start, I know, like, oh, they shade in a particular way, they do their lines in a particular way. If I were to take that and utilize it in my craft, right? But the end product, it looks like my own work, right? The end product looks like my own work, but I did utilize things that I've seen and learned from other people. Does that is that theft? That and I'm not saying it is or it isn't. It's just it's a weird concept to think about for me, because are we mad that a machine does it, or would it be okay if a human were to do that?
Yeah,
And
because they're saying a human can actually it's they're still making it theirs, whereas an AI is just copying exactly what that person does.
okay, so Hades said, I've traced art that I want to learn how to draw like. Perfect. I love that. The difference is I don't fucking sell it and I credit the artist, for sure. I love that. Now,
I think with everything, with any new technology, there's gonna always be bad actors.
there's always going to be bad actors. There's always going to be bad actors. But I have to admit, I watched a video of somebody taking a very simple prompt of AI to generate a singular image, and then from that singular image, they altered the prompt hundreds of times to get an image that I could not fathom that they were able to get using AI. I was mind blown. To me, I said, hey, if you ask me, I said, if you ask me, this is kind of impressive. This is a craft. The plugging in of the prompt to get to said place, to me, is a craft. Now I have another question. If I were to go take a magazine if I were to go take a magazine and cut out all my favorite pictures and images, and I were to glue them onto a poster board and I made a collage, which I kind of think is similar to the way AI thinks in a way, right? If I were to do that, does that make my collage any less of an artwork? Does it make it any less of my artwork? So I don't have sides on this. I just
If you use AI to automate all the want to do, suddenly you have times. Mm?
what would that look like though? If we had all if AI was able to remove all the menial tasks, would they give that to us for free? Would that like would I live in a world in which I never have to worry about mowing my lawn or any of that? Like that just happens?
No, we're still gonna pay for that shit. Like anything, even though AI, like, all right, think about what they did with when we entered the digital era, right? They said, and I quote, things would be cheaper because they wouldn't have to worry about making physical discs to sell anyone anymore. Games haven't gotten cheaper; they've actually gotten more expensive.
Games actually have gotten cheaper.
Eh,
If
eh.
you account for inflation, games are cheaper today than they were 20 years ago.
I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that. People
It's
could say that. Yeah,
it's
no.
not how you feel about it. It's true.
Cheaper in what way?
If a game is $70 today,
Mm-hmm.
if you were to account for inflation, $50 20 years ago, when we were talking about $50 games, is $84 today. Are games $84 yet? No.
No.
Games are cheaper. Games are cheaper today than they were.
Chat saying, well, yeah, and if minimum wage account for inflation, it'd be over 50 an hour.
Yeah, honestly though, that's a valid point. The games got cheaper, but the wages did not go up.
So our
That is
games
a
actually
valid
cheaper?
point.
So if our games
So,
actually cheaper?
so our games actually they don't feel cheaper. They are
They
cheaper.
don't
They just
fucking
might
feel
not feel
cheaper.
it.
They
They
don't
just might
fucking
not
feel
feel it.
cheaper. Yo, fair point, Hades. The cost of AI is rising costs on land and energy. Yes, Reaper, 100%.
I don't know if I think that it will be the case long term. I don't. I
No,
really do
because
not.
it's new technology. Once they figure out something else, it's gonna get cheaper.
Not only is it new technology, but I'm taking a course in my college class in college right now about
Mhm.
AI specifically, and a bulk of the energy usage is in the training. So when you have working AI models that have been working for a long time,
Mhm.
that that energy usage goes down. You know
Ah,
what I'm
okay.
saying? Once you've successfully trained these models. So when these companies have gotten to a point where they're like, yes, this is our AI model,
Mhm.
what they will release to the world will be a trained AI model.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of ethical concerns, and there's going to continue to be a lot of ethical concerns
Yeah, the more this goes on, the more it's gonna raise a lot
with
more
all technologies
questions.
though.
Yeah.
Like there's ethical concerns with everything, like social media. I could write you a 35-page thesis about why social media is probably the worst thing to happen to humans.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So we kind of just got to pick our poisons, get the information out there, have these discussions, see what people are feeling about them. So
Mhm.
we all are making informed decisions as to where we stand on these topics.
Right. But let's get back on. We kind of went on a little tangent there. Let's get kind of like reel it in, guys. We're gonna get back to it. So
You were so excited to talk about AI, generative AI in Halo. Don't blame me.
listen, but that's kind of what the article is about. But yeah, getting back to the whole Halo shit. So they're talking about why there's no multiplayer. I'm not specifically sure why, but there was an article that came out about this particular thing from Daniel Morris. Halo Campaign Evolved developer has revealed that the reason why the remake doesn't include any PvP multiplayer, while players will still be able to enjoy up to 4 player campaign co op in Halo Campaign Evolved. The series' typical multiplayer offerings won't be featured here. When Halo Campaign Evolved was first announced, many were shocked to see it didn't feature multiplayer. Over the years, it has become a defining part of Halo's experience. So to ship a game, even a remake, without without it feels strange. However, it's worth noting that the original Halo Combat Evolved on Xbox still supports LAN multiplayer, while Campaign Evolve is nothing of the sort. Why doesn't Halo Campaign Evolve have multiplayer? Speaking to Windows Central, exclusive producer Damon Kahn was asked about why the focus was put on Halo Campaign Evolve in the remake. In an age of multiplayer shooters, it's a bold move. We're not trying to replace what is a masterpiece in the original. We're trying to basically make something that stands kind of shoulder to shoulder with it, using new tools, new energy to get a little bit of fresh take on some things, but honor the legacy, Khan said, who would also comment on the importance of getting features like crossplay and cross progression right alongside 4 player online co-op. So that's basically what so they're saying they don't want to mess with the legacy of the game, which personally, chat, I'm gonna tell you guys, I call bullshit. I feel like they just wanted to just get something quick out so they can push on other platforms and just call it a day. It's just kind of a money grab situation, in my opinion. Call me wrong, but that's what it feels like. They don't want they're trying to lower the development time of the game so they can get it out as fast as they can instead of like you don't am I making sense on this? If they
Yeah,
were
but
to
why not just say, hey, we'll look into adding it?
I don't think they plan on doing that later. I think this is their way of trying to get new fans on PlayStation. I think this remake specifically is made for PlayStation. This is my opinion. Tinfoil hat here. But they released this just to create new fans because this is a remake of the original game. So they created this just to get new fans of Halo on PlayStation. So when they drop the following, like a Halo 2 remake or some shit, they also have people like are guaranteed to buy the game. I think
I
this
have a
game's
question.
gonna sell on Xbox on
I have a
PlayStation.
question.
Yeah.
Is there a universe in which this game releases on PlayStation and PlayStation gamers are like, what the hell? This is so lit. I want to play multiplayer. And then they go buy Xboxes
It'd be
so
crazy
they
if they
can play
did.
some Haley multiplayer. Is
That'd
that
be
possible?
that'd be fucking crazy if they did. I don't think it would happen, but based on what I've seen in previous releases on PlayStation, like Xbox releases, for like a few months, PlayStation Xbox games were at the top of their best selling list on the PlayStation Store. Like Sea of Thieves was like number one for a couple of weeks. What else was there? I think Forza was in their top 5 for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So it was crazy to see that. So which is why I said like PlayStation people are like they hate on Xbox, but they don't really hate on Xbox. They hate on Xbox because they don't want to go and
They
purchase
hit
an
on
Xbox.
Xbox players.
Exactly. But they love Xbox games. Because if you really didn't fuck with Xbox, you wouldn't buy their games if they came to your platform. You would have ignored it. That's not what happened. You guys bought it and you played it. You made it number one for weeks.
And they'll continue to do so.
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder, Sea of Thieves.
They hate the console, not the game. I guess you can say that.
There's thousands of players playing Sea of Thieves right now.
Yep. Sea of Thieves is a strong brand. I'm actually very surprised about that. I've never played that game before. Never, not once.
Bro, it says daily players approximately 300,000 to 500,000 each day. That's crazy.
Haiti said in the chat, no PlayStation player can open their mouth without being like, "Ha ha, you've never played Last of Us, loser." Bro, listen, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Like, I still don't even understand why people still buy like the Last of Us remix, but that's a different story, bro. That's for another time. I'm back. What I miss? Oh, we've been talking about generative AI and how it's going to take over the games industry. Some people don't agree, but I think it's kind of inevitable. It's inevitable.
Man, you know how you go on like Canva and like you can hit like templates and it'll be like, oh, postcard template, and it'll have like a postcard made for you.
Mm-hmm.
That level of convenience
Yeah, that's
is
why it's not going anywhere.
it's coming to every software. It's that level of convenience. And it's going to be AI is going to be the mechanism that delivers that level of convenience.
Mm-hmm. Anything that raises convenience, bro, it's gonna stay. It usually stays. I heard Sea of Thieves is fun. I've heard it too, but I've never given it a try.
I've watched it. It looks fun, but to me, every time I watch it, I say to myself, I could never imagine finding enough people to play this with.
Yeah.
But they're there. They're there.
Yeah, I've seen people play. All right, chat. So let's switch things up a little bit. Let's move on from this. Yes. Final thoughts, Heartless, before we move on.
So, chat, let's switch things up from Sea of Thieves
motherfucker.
being fun to another game being fun, which is
Pokemon. What are people saying about Pokemon ZA? That's mainly what we're gonna be talking about right now.
I am Pokemon ZA's biggest hater.
Why?
I love Pokemon. Listen, chat.
Being used as a tool for
There's nobody that's going to tell me I don't love Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I got 5 binders of this down here, okay?
Don't you have Legends of Arceus as well?
I do have Legends of Arceus. I think the game is good. I think what happened in the last few years is that Pal World released, and maybe Pokemon was in the works working on Pokopia and Pokemon Legends ZA. Maybe they were working on it. I don't know. Right? But Pal World released, and Pokemon was like, oh, hell nah. Yeah, Reaper, I just sold a Pokemon card for $1,800, but that's neither here nor there. But anyways, Pokemon, so Pal World released, Pokemon was like, no way, we're not doing this. They suing Pal World, and I've talked about this before. You guys know my stance.
We've talked about this at length.
At length. They're suing Pal World, and then they go release, Pokemon Company went and released Pal World. But the way they did it was kind of funny. They released it in 2 different games. Pokemon Legends EA, much like Pal World, you run around, you have your Pokemon with you outside battling.
Right.
You take damage as well as your Pokemon takes damage, just like Pal World.
At nighttime, though, it's different. At nighttime, it's like traditional Pokemon where it's like turn-based, I think.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Look it
up.
No,
it's not. I'll look it up right now.
Look it up. Yeah, at nighttime they have like I don't remember what they call it. It's like a underground fighting thing.
Yeah, but it's not turn-based. It's not turn-based.
It's not turn-based?
It's not.
I thought it was.
It's not turn-based. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. So like in the city, like the nighttime.
Yeah, it's like traditional turn-based Pokemon.
Nah, it's not.
Go look it up.
I looked it up right now. I got the AI telling me, no, Pokemon Legends ZA is not turn-based. It features a real-time action combat system.
Yes, but what about the nighttime? You're just reading AI. You can't just read that beginning right there, bro. Look more.
I'm reading Google. No, it's not. It's not turn-based. Whether it's nighttime or daytime, it's not turn-based. You run around with your Pokemon and you attack things.
I've seen the gameplay.
Congratulations. It's not turn-based. Germ's letting you know right now. It's not turn-based. It's like recent Final Fantasy gameplay. So anyways, The gameplay more resembles Power World combat than previous Pokemon games. Now, that to me, honestly, if they had just did that, I would have thought nothing of it. Now, the part where I got suspicious was when they released Pokopia, or they released the trailer for Pokopia, which is essentially a base building game in which you level up your ability to build a base and you have Pokemon working the base. So now in my head, Pokemon Legends EA, $70. Pokopia, $70. $140. The experience is separate. You pay $140 to get the experience separated when Power World is that exact experience combined for $25. If you ask me, 2025 is Pokemon's worst year of games releases ever. If you ask me, this is the first time I've looked at a Pokemon game, never mind 2 Pokemon games, and said, I don't want to play either of these games.
Yeah.
Makio, listen, as cool as that is,
So
bro, I'll answer you in a second.
you said worse in quality or worse in sales. So it's funny you should say that because we're about to get into what everybody else is saying about the game in terms of reviews.
I want to answer Makio first, though.
Go ahead.
It said you get knocked out even though your Pokemon is still standing. Like that's cool and all, but to me, that's a Power World experience. What I really like about Pokemon, what I genuinely like about Pokemon, is the turn-based strategy. For those that don't know what competitive Pokemon VGC is, you pull up to a battle with a 6-man team. You can see your opponent's 6-man team. I see your team. You see my team. Now, here's the kicker, though. We don't bring all 6 Pokemon into battle. You bring 4. So you look at your opponent's 6-man team. They look at your 6-man team. You have to kind of try to get in their head and predict what 4 Pokemon would they want to bring out. And what 4 Pokemon can I bring out that's going to surprise him and throw him off and beat him. And then you pull up to the battle, and it's doubles, so it's 2v2, right? And some Pokemon have attacks that help their teammate, and some Pokemon have attacks that attack all 4 people. Some Pokemon have attacks that attack just the 2 enemies. There's a whole bunch of strategizing and team building and all that goes into making a highly fun, competitive Pokemon VGC experience. That's what I love about Pokemon. And then there's also that aspect of hunting the Pokemon and building these teams and assembling these teams. That's what's fun about Pokemon, right? I don't see that at all in this Legends EA experience. It's not fun to me. Not thinking about PP is nice. No, that's another element of strategy. It's another element of something you have to think about. I don't want Pokemon games that just hold my hand. If Pokemon was already a kid's game, if they make it even more of a if it's gonna get more and more dumbed down, I'm not there's no chance I'm gonna enjoy it.
You're not the first person I've ever actually said that. I was watching a video on YouTube and someone said something very similar to that regard when it came to
it's already
Pokemon.
A kid's game.
Yeah. You're not the first person to say that.
When you play as many hours as I do, you don't want to keep going back to the center. But so Makio, that sentence alone signals to me that you're not playing Pokemon competitive. Because in Pokemon competitive, after the battle, everything heals up. You're playing Pokemon. You want to play the run around Pokemon. That's cool. I get it. I get that. That's cool. But there is more to Pokemon than just that. There's a whole online experience, and I think it's really fun. I think it's a lot of fun. I encourage you to check it out.
Monkey is more in the gotta catch 'em all mode. He's not focused on the competitive.
Yeah, I mean, if he has to keep going back to the Pokemon Center, it signals to me he's playing the RPG version of the game.
Mm.
I'm telling you, online battles are the way to go. But you know what's funny? Hades says they've really neglected single support on recent titles. Single, I don't think singles is fun, but I thought that said they neglected a single player gameplay. That's what I thought the sentence said, but I actually do believe that. I think Pokemon overall has just gotten worse and worse.
Mm. Sinks X and Y to me. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. A lot of people think X and Y was the last great Pokemon generation.
But all right, speaking of that, let's get into what people are saying about Pokemon Legends ZA. So right now, currently, the game is actually sitting. So it's actually our critics and gamers are on two different sides of the aisle when it came to this game. So critics are sitting at 78, right? Metacritic score is sitting at 78, whereas players are sitting at 4.7. That's not great.
That's not great.
That's not
Not
great.
great.
All right, so we're gonna look at what critics are saying. We're gonna also look at what gamers are saying. Let's see why there's such a like major divide happening, right? Um, so here we go. So first thing, Game Informer. So this is what Game Informer says. Even though the last time I visited Lumo City was over a decade ago in Pokemon X and Y, I couldn't help but shake the constant feeling of deja vu. Not for the city, but the Pokemon routine. Still, where Legends ZA does experiment with the Pokemon formula, it succeeds in delivering a novel experience that hopefully encourages Game Freak to continue challenging what Pokemon games can be in the future. So that's
I
one
don't want to hear
thing.
that shit.
Yeah, that's what and they gave it an 80, right? So this is what
Nah, that's a bot. That's a bot. That's an AI bot.
that's Game Informer. That's Game Informer.
Nah, I'm telling you, that is an AI bot.
All right, so
Nobody in their right mind will give this an 80.
so this is an actual player now though. This person is JJD1978. If you're listening, if you're not, whatever, shout out to you. For the price of it, for the price, it's awful. Should cost the same as Pokemon Go for the amount of effort put into it. Stories awful, characters are annoying, side quests are infuriating, at times extremely hand holding throughout, basically what Heartless just said. Spend a lot of time explaining things that that don't matter, and don't explain a lot of things that do. Been trying to enjoy it, but the more I play, the less I like it. So, and this person gave it a 1.
Oh, one.
A 1.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
damn.
go look at the bad reviews. Let's go look at more bad reviews.
Mhm. This person is Than Hat HQ Tran. Okay. No voice acting, no cutscenes, trying too hard to be politically correct. No gyms, no new regions to go, no map. Nothing from this game reminds me of previous games. Boring, repetitive quests. The story and quests are so bad that they have to come up with artificial side quests like hunting 100 mons, beating 100 trainers, etc. to keep us busy. This game is extremely low effort and insulting.
Chat, come on. Let's give a clap for that king. Let's give a clap for that king, man.
I'm not reading
They
this shit.
get it.
I'm sorry. This one's long as fuck. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's not.
Hold on. I got
You-
an ad, but I'm pulling that up.
You,
I gotta see what
if
this
you
shit says.
want to,
This
you
is the
can.
first Pokemon game of shoving for good since I beaten it. That's how bad I found it. Here's a list of issues I found. Late game alley battle, double battle against NPCs. The alley dusk ball does not despawn.
You do know you're on a podcast that people want to hear you read this shit properly, right?
Nah,
The fuck?
I just read the whole thing. It's not worth reading. It's not worth reading. This guy, honestly, I gotta keep it real. It's not worth reading. Okay.
Chat, imagine you pull up on a radio show, bro, and the
We
host
had the
just started.
auctioneer. The host is an auctioneer.
That shit was hilarious,
Yeah.
bro.
Nah, I just have to make sure it was worth reading. It was not worth reading.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. Um, GameSurf. I don't know who GameSurf is. Let's look at some other critics. VGC. So this is from VGC. Pokemon Legends ZA is a grand adventure that once again proves that the Legend series is home to most interesting ideas from Game Freak. Most interesting ideas Game Freak has. It's a game that understands its audience and feels like a love letter to both players who grew up on X and Y and those who've been here the whole time. The new battle system really worked to me, and the Rogue Mega Battle are bombastic fun, even if like the traditional turn-based offering, it can get very easy as you level up your team. I hope the Pokemon Legend series is
This is a
here to
bot.
stay.
This is a bot.
Here's what I'm gonna say. It's not a fucking bot. You know what this is, Heartless? These are people who are afraid of Nintendo that don't want to
Yes.
give real criticism because
Yes.
if they do, Nintendo will no longer send them their fucking games.
Yeah, bro. This shit, bro. The game's bad. Let's be real. Developing a Pokemon game is not difficult. Now, I mean, real. I can't do it. I can't do it. But if you look at a game like Pokemon in which you hunt and catch things, there's super simple animations, super simple. There's no voice acting. Like
Mm-hmm.
there is no excuse for these games to be this bad. And I read reviews like this and I'm like, damn, bro, I can't trust nobody.
Yeah, Screen Rant. It's fun, fresh take on the series formula that really helps Pokemon Legends ZA set itself apart as the best entry yet. That's from VGC. No,
Cash,
no,
listen,
Game
I know
Rat,
it's
not
not
VGC.
bots.
Game Rat.
I know it's not bots. I know
Mm-hmm.
it's people who just want to dick ride Nintendo. I'm sorry if I just
Pretty
got us
much.
canceled for saying that, but that's really what it is.
Yeah. New York Times. I didn't even know New York Times had a freaking gaming column, but I digress. Let's go. The Mega Evolution transformation in Pokemon Legends ZA is dramatic and often fun to watch, despite the paras, paras, pyrotechnic or whatever that it was. Pyrotechnics. There we go. There you go. I can read. Later battles become an adrenaline including game of strategically choosing the right potions, moves, and dodges. Okay, cool. Great. Okay, great. Amazing. Riveting. Shit. Riveting. I'm trying to find like other notable like publishers. I can't really find any notable like. Oh, IGN. IGN gave it an 80, bro. IGN gave it an 80. Game Radar gave it an 8. It's very like most guys, like most of like the go-to like websites that you would read from, like most people would read from, is giving this game an 80, like an 80, like baseline 80. Game Radar, IGN, Gaming Bible, VG 24/7, Comic Book, IGN Spain. So of course IGN Spain. Inverse 80, Gaming Bolt 80.
Bro, like Hades said, bought and paid for. Bought
Yeah.
and paid for.
And this is their way of like, oh, we're not gonna give it 100, but we're gonna kind of glaze it a little bit. You know what I mean? Because it's built. IGN specifically has built their reputation of if they give a game a 70, it's because they don't know what to grade the game.
You know what's crazy? Legends of Arceus, I thought was a great game.
Yeah, because it was the first time. It was its first foray into.
No. It wasn't just that. It was not just that.
You don't think so?
No, it was fun. There was a lot to do. Like there was a lot to explore, and this game is just not the same. It's just not the same.
I trust a YouTuber tends to have the same opinions as me infinitely more than trust our official gaming. Yeah, because they're easily bought. I feel like a lot of these guys, and people would say, "Oh, these guys are not bought. They don't get," but like because they don't get actual money handed to them. No, but they get a lot of perks. They get a lot of perks, guys.
I trust YouTubers who are passionate.
Yeah,
You know, if people who do their research, YouTubers who do the research.
No, but what I'm saying is when people hear that these guys are bought and paid for, they think, oh, they're actually getting handed cash or getting written a check. That's not what's happening. What they do is they butter
I'm with
them up.
Hayes here.
They butter them up.
Pre-release copies are payment. I'm with him there. Pre-release
Exa-
copies are payment.
exactly, 100%. So that's really what it is. And if you look at most of these guys, that's what they're giving. GameSpot though, GameSpot actually gave it a 70. Let's see what GameSpot says. Pokemon Legends ZA is a fitting end to the Switch 1 era Pokemon games like Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. It takes more surprising risks, but it looks rough doing so. Game Freak's decision to overhaul the battle mechanics for the first time since Pokemon's inception is admirable and is ultimately paid off. But after 5 3D Pokemon games, it's frustrating how far behind Pokemon is when it comes to its presentation. It feels like the last piece missing to really bring Pokemon into the future. That feels honest. I feel like this felt like a more honest. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
don't think so?
absolutely.
Yeah, this feels a lot more honest. I feel like there was no glazing here. Of course, they say they enjoyed certain aspects of the game, but like overall, they feel like the game could have been much better.
It says it's frustrating how far
Exactly.
behind Pokemon is. That's
Exactly.
not glazing at all.
At
They
all.
just call that Pokemon for being behind in the industry,
Yep.
not glaze.
Washington Post gave it a 63. I have never played a game in this series with a world that felt this lifeless.
Imagine they got the pre-release copy and said, "We don't give a damn."
All right, so this is Eurogamer. Eurogamer is actually also really up there when it comes to like gaming news as well. Lumo City could do with work, but Pokemon Legends ZA is a much more tightly focused and delightful, goofy return to a better form, at least by modern Pokemon standards. So you're saying it's probably better than most modern Pokemon, but it's still kind of garbage because they gave it a 60. They gave the game a 60. Dexerter, Pokemon Legends ZA delivers fast, polished battles in Lumo City, but limited exploration and shallow side content hold it back from being truly great. So a lot of people are saying so the game lacks content is based on what I'm seeing here.
It's a part of it.
Yeah,
I think that's a part of the problem.
yeah. Most of the like PC games also saying Pokemon Legends ZA dares to try something new, but it flaws prevents the otherwise good ideas from reaching their full potential. So yeah, most people here are pretty much like, you know. So is anybody looking forward to getting this Pokemon game? I'm gonna go off on a limb here and say no, no, they're not.
It hasn't already released.
It's already out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking the chat. I'm asking you and the chat. Are you guys gonna be playing this game, or are you just gonna go
I
continue
still
playing Power World?
play. I still play Scarlet and Violet on the Switch One with my
Okay.
friends.
You know what I
Play
play?
competitive Pokemon. What?
I play Power World. Speaking of Power World is coming to mobile, guys. It's also actually very funny how I found a way to segue that just now. Power World is potentially coming to mobile, guys. Let me pull up this article real quick. Doom, doom.
That's exciting. One thing, by the way, Pokemon has never done. Actually, that's a lie. You got Pokemon Go, but it's different.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is coming from Game Rant. Let me see if I can pull this up so you guys can see it as well. If my mouse would decide to work, I guess. Hello. Hi. How are you? There you go. Power World has launched its Halloween 2025 update on all platforms, highlighted by a new mission that will give players access to Zoe's Halloween costume and a Depresso armor set. The new Power World update also made some changes to the game's mechanics, such as new chat notifications to let players know when someone joins or leaves a multiplayer server. That's actually pretty cool. Let's continue reading. The new patch comes amid a busy time for Power World developer Pocket Pair. Earlier in October, Pocket Pair and Crafton confirmed that the additional details about Power World's upcoming mobile port, which was first announced in 2024, will be shared in the coming weeks. The Power World mobile gameplay reveal will take place between November 13th and 16th at the G Star 2025 event in Busan, South Korea. Additional information about Power Mobile Edition, including a specification requirements and any potential monetization models, remains elusive as of this writing. After Pocket Pair teased players with a preview of what to expect from Power World's Halloween, the game's latest patch is now live on all platforms. One of the main features of Powell's latest update is a Depresso costume that players can obtain by speaking to a wannabe Depresso island located. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go
Islander.
do the Islander. I'm gonna go do that once I get off the stream. Okay, located in a small shack near the Luke Center fast travel point. The costume itself will require some grinding, as a wannabe Depresso Islander will ask for 20 high quality cloth and 100 venom glands, which I think I already have. Crafting all high quality cloth in the Depresso costume requires two. Listen, all right, they're just basically telling you what to do here. They also have a crossover with Once Human, which I thought was it was actually pretty cool. Power World is doing a lot of crazy crossovers. They did one with what was that one before? Something Terra?
Um, I don't know, but I do gotta say
Hmm.
they do put a lot of love into their game.
They do. They do love their game. Look at this shit. That's crazy. That was a monster, bro, in Power World.
That's crazy.
It's coming out the 30th of this month. It's coming out in
Oh, so
three
you can't even
days.
do that. You can't even do that yet.
No, not this one.
Damn.
Not the Once Human, but the Halloween stuff. You can do it now.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
The
okay.
Halloween stuff is
Cool.
live, but the Once Human stuff is coming on the 30th. But this is super cool. I like the whole crossover idea. I think it's pretty sick.
They better keep them coming.
Yeah, when would you ever see that in Pokemon?
Mm,
I'm
this is
just
a good question.
when would you ever see something like that in Pokemon? A crossover event.
See, chat. You would think we hate on Pokemon, but nah, no, 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 no. Look at this. I want to show you guys something. Okay, this card is in Japanese. This card is in Korean. Okay, I got, I got cards. I got so many Pokemon cards. I'm telling you, nobody loves Pokemon more than me. With that being said, because I love Pokemon, it's like family, you know? You love your family so much, you got to be able to criticize your family. I grew up with Pokemon. This is my nostalgia. I want to see it moving and growing in a successful path. Until then, I'll see you guys on Power World.
Yeah, Power World has been amazing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm at level 45, 46 now.
You can go. You can go fight in Anubis Dolo now, Cash.
Yeah, for real, bro. I fought Anubis like 5 times already. I've been farming Anubis. I've been farming Anubis, Heartless. What are you talking about? Especially because now I have the whole elements kind of like broken down now. So I have presets to fight specific um pal elements now. So I have like a full team of like water, full team of fire, full team of just to go fight specific pals now. That's how I do it. So whenever I pull up on Anubis, it's curtains, bro. He's done for. Cooked. Cooked. Reaper said maybe the next game will be better if it's designed solely for the Switch 2. Switch 1 focus games need to go on. Okay. At this point, yes and no. I think they're gonna move away from the Switch 1. Oh,
I think
next.
they have too many billions of dollars to be getting excuses made for them by Reaper PC. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Reaper talking like he's on payroll right now.
That's crazy. I don't think so because Reaper's not a Nintendo purist, bro.
Listen. I'm just going off the last statement I seen.
Reaper is
And
definitely
you know what?
not a purist.
I don't have a problem with the statement and like the notion.
Mhm.
It's just Nintendo is such a successful company. Pokemon is such a successful company.
Agreed.
We don't need Reaper playing devil's advocate for them. I'm telling you, we don't need that. We don't need that. We honestly need more people being honest with how they feel about the games that they're buying. Yo, Cash, you ever had that feeling as a kid where you're like, yo, mom, I really want this game really, really, really bad?
Mm-hmm.
And then your mom puts her hard-earned money into getting you that game, and then you don't like the game and you have buyer's remorse?
Oh yeah. But you still
Yo,
had to play it. Can't even say
but
shit.
you still gotta play that shit because you know if your mom see you not playing that shit, you like, damn, bro, wasted that money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gotta have more people being upfront and honest about how they feel about the games they buy. I feel like a lot of people buy games, but you know what though? This could be said. This could be said for both sides. A lot of people will buy games and they'll go give a bad review just to go give a bad review, and a lot of people will go buy games and
Just
they'll
to give
go
her,
dick ride
just to.
because that's just all they know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that's like they'll never go against their sweet dear Pokemon company. You know?
Bro, I know people that legit said they won't play Power just because
Just because Pokemon.
just
Because
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Like like Nintendo's be like or patting you on the head like thank you for not fucking playing Power. Like come on, bro. Come on, bro. You're such a good boy.
Such a good boy.
Come on, bro.
Good boy.
Fucking crazy. Listen, I was never gonna deprive myself. I was willing to give Power World that shot, and it didn't disappoint.
Wait, Hades said, to be clear, I won't play it for the animal abuse. I mean,
That's really on you. You don't have to do any of that shit in Power World. Anybody that does that,
I gotta, like, so my thing is, like, to say there's animal abuse in Power World is like to say there's animal abuse in Red Dead Redemption because you can go shoot the horse. You know what I'm saying?
not only that, even in Pokemon, bro. Even in Pokemon, you're beating up other Pokemon, bro.
That's true. Okay, see, at least he's consistent. At least he's consistent.
Right?
Listen, I thought Django was a great movie, by the way, but listen, my pal slaves. I had to put the word "pal" in front of that. My pal slaves are secured. Okay, no one's taking them from me.
I call them my pals. They're not slaves. Or listen, continue calling them that.
Yo, you should have seen what Cash did the other day.
What'd I do?
It was hilarious. Okay, so there was this black market merchant, and Cash is like, "Yo, we can't kill him. We gotta capture him. We can't kill him. We're gonna capture him."
Because I wanted him on the base, Chad.
Yeah,
That
he
way,
wanted him on the base. Cash was like, "I want to enslave him."
that's not what I said. I said I wanted him on the
That's not what you
base,
said.
so we
That's
don't
not
have
what
to.
You said,
That's not
but
what I said.
listen, it's not what you say. You didn't say it. You showed it. Okay. I know all about good writing. You didn't say it. You showed it. Okay. So he was like, "Yo, I want to enslave this merchant."
See, again,
He's
I didn't say that. I
Hold
didn't say
up.
that.
Hold up. Don't interrupt, man. I got a story to tell. So he was like, "Yo, he level 50 though, so we got to be careful." So what does Cash do? He goes and plants a trap. He captures this merchant by the ankle. This merchant is hanging upside down. And Cash is like, "Hold up though. This is the best part. We about to flambe him under this above this bonfire." So
I
he
can
goes and
catch him.
cooks a bonfire.
So
He
I
goes
can
and
catch
cooks
him.
a bonfire. This dude's trapped, hanging upside down like Hangman, getting cooked in a bonfire. And it almost worked. It almost worked.
Until you broke it. Until you broke it.
Why? Why did I break it again?
because I told you to
Oh,
stop the fire.
no, no, nah, nah, nah,
You
nah.
were
This is what
supposed to
happened.
you were supposed to end the fire, and you dismantled the trap instead.
I panicked because out of nowhere,
The PID showed up. The
the
PID showed up.
PID showed up. The police showed up out of nowhere. Cash is in the middle of cooking this dude. The cops show up, okay? So Cash is like, yo, we gotta dismantle the fire before he dies. So I go to dismantle the fire. I go to dismantle the fire, and I accidentally dismantled the trap, and this merchant gets away, and he gets shot by the cop.
Thank
So
you.
after all that work that we did, we just watched our slave get shot by
Why
the
you gotta
cops. It
say
was
that
pretty
though?
sad.
He's not a slave, bro.
He was going to be a slave. There's no
No,
doubt about it. He
no,
was gonna work. He
no,
was gonna work. He was gonna work the
no,
base.
no. He wasn't gonna work the base. He was just gonna be a merchant on the base, so we can buy stuff from him.
He wasn't gonna. You guys hear Cash? He wasn't gonna work the base. He was just gonna work the base. What are you saying?
No, he
What
was
are you
gonna be on the
saying?
base so we could buy stuff from him. That's the reason why we get those guys. So like the merchants, you get them so you can have them on the base. That way you don't have to like travel all over the place to go search for them, to go buy stuff for
Yo,
them, especially the
okay,
back market guys.
yeah. Listen, you mean to tell me that he's not working the base while he's working
I
on the
mean,
base?
no, if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have
Is
to.
a crack dealer not working the corner if they're working on the corner?
No, they're not.
I don't. I don't. What?
This guy.
I just don't. I just don't get it, man. I thought we had logic on the KXN network.
No, we don't. That's not
All
logical.
right, get us along to the next topic. I'm getting caught up in
In
crack dealer
Power
talk
World,
too much.
in Power World shit.
In Power World shit.
All right,
It's a
so
fun game
guys,
though, guys.
it's a lot of fun. But y'all want to manifest the destiny right into the great. Listen, bro. Listen. All right, guys. So we're gonna move on to our speed run section. Heartless, what are some gaming news this week?
All right, so the two things that I kind of really wanted to talk about and get at for the speed run section was Street Fighter related. So the first one is, if you guys know the young prodigy Blas, he was nominated for. Let me make sure I got the name of the award right. Street Fighter 6 Blas nominated for award. Let me see. What the hell? Chat, does anyone have I thought it was like the esports something. Does anyone have the name of the award that he was nominated for? That's one thing. I'll get you guys information in a second, but the other one is the retirement of Kakaru. For those in here who watch Street Fighter or Evo, Capcom Cup, the Gamers 8, any of these big events, you guys would know that Kakaru is one of the best Street Fighter 6 players of all time. In terms of money, he is the winningest player. He won $400,000 at the Gamers 8, and then he beat Blas at the Capcom Cup this year for $1 million. I met him at Evo, and he announced his retirement from competitive Street Fighter 6. He will be streaming. He mentioned that he will continue to stream, so hang out in his streams if you want to kind of get to know him a little bit. He's Japanese though, so the language barrier, I can see if that's a little tough for you guys. But he announced his retirement. Cash, so I got you here with me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, chat. I believe the announcement, they said that he was having some neurological issue. I don't want to speculate too much as to what it could mean. It could be something as simple as just maybe nerves and feeling anxious, or it could be misfires in neurons. It could be a lot of things. I don't really know what it could be, but either way, Kakaru, one of the greatest Street Fighter 6 players of all time. Shout out to him. We should all kind of. I almost said like a moment of silence, but not even really. Just like a moment of appreciation for him. Super great player. He played JP though, so. And then let me see. And then we also have here. What was it? This is what I wanted. Um, report. This is a leak apparently. First look at the canceled God of War multiplayer game. And Cash, are we gonna get any images on the screen?
I kind of don't want. I'm kind of afraid to show any images from it because we don't know how that would be received. So, chat, y'all can. You have all freedom to go check yourselves, but we're not gonna show it
I'll
on.
read some of this real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Sony is clearly far from finished with the God of War franchise, with several projects currently in the works, ranging from a TV show for Prime Video to a heavily rumored 2D Metroidvania that would return to Greece, drawing inspiration from games like Blasphemous. Despite this robust slate, some fans may know that another project from the saga was scrapped not too long ago. A report at the start of the year mentioned PlayStation was cutting 2 live service projects from its first party studios. These were an unannounced game from Bend Studio, of which we revealed an early look last year. Oh, I don't have to say that. And a multiplayer God of War game that was being developed by Bluepoint Games. This cancellation caught many by surprise, with details sparse beyond the fact that it was supposed to be a multiplayer game set in the God of War universe. Thankfully, we recently gained some access to development screenshots that offer a detailed look at the game's planned setting. And with that, we are looking at, to be honest with you, what looks quite beautiful to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks quite good. And obviously, these are not finished products. Definitely something worth checking out if you're into the franchise. I think the latest iterations of the God of War game are just magnificent games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun playing. I have not beaten them, but I've played the first one. I'm a little bit more than halfway through the first one, and I think it's just a lot of fun. And I think both of them are beautiful iterations of the game because I have played not really played them. I've checked them out. The original God of Wars. Fun fact about me: the first time I ever saw God of War, I was backstage at a Green Day concert. They were
Oh,
playing
really?
it Yeah, they were playing it backstage. But I also had a friend I grew up with who loved God of War, so I've seen all the gameplay in the original ones. I firmly believe the direction they went in with the newer games is just, I think, far better. This, to me, what I see here, kind of looks closer to the newer games, but I don't know how it plays at all. So I guess we'll never know, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And speed for the speed run, I don't really have anything else that really caught my eye.
I actually have one. This is kind of like a continuation from the whole Xbox debacle. So it says Jason Schreier, for the last 2 years, Microsoft has pushed Xbox to hit profit margins of 30%, an ambitious target that's far higher than the industry average. Microsoft Corp is asking its Xbox Games division to produce profit margins that are well above the industry average, ratcheting up a pressure on the video game makers during a difficult time for the field at large. So this is probably why Microsoft is interrupting, if you want to say, with Xbox's whole trajectory. I think this is why Microsoft is pushing in, because like a lot of the decisions that we're seeing right now, it's not coming from Phil Spencer, like I said before. It's coming directly from Microsoft. I think because it's one or two things. It's either Phil Spencer is lying through his teeth to his fan base, or he doesn't have control. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I really think that's what it is. So, and with this reveal, I think that's even more apparent now. I think a lot of decisions are coming directly from above Phil Spencer. So he just has to fucking just do it. He doesn't have controls to suits too. 100% Reaper. 100%.
He's
He's a
so
figurehead at this point, effectively. He's effectively a figurehead at this point.
so his title is Microsoft Gaming Chief, Phil Spencer,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He takes the instructions from the suits, like Reaper said, and he goes and he feeds it to the Microsoft Gaming Division. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Because
That's
at
really it.
first, because at first, no, but there's also the president, Sarah Bond. Like, the Sarah Bond is also there, which I also feel like she doesn't really understand the gaming market, in my opinion. She's been there for years, sure, but I just,
It's my crush.
I know, but I think there's a disconnect with. She said something recently on a podcast where she says like, she actually echoed your sentiments where she says like, exclusives aren't moving consoles, right? But I think what she failed to realize is that's only in Xbox camp. That's only happening mainly on Xbox's side. I also recently found out that she's on the board at Purdue Chicken. I'm like, what? How are you?
What?
How do these things even? They don't even. How? Yo, are you gonna be looking at chicken like this is an Xbox? Like, what are we talking about right now, bro?
That's crazy.
No, she is. She's the. I'm not even lying. So let me even double check this. Sarah Bond.
While you do that, I just want to fill the chat in. That's what I was typing away a second ago. Getting so, uh, Blas has been nominated for Esports Award in Breakthrough Player of the Year. The dude is 15 years old, one of the best Street Fighter players on the planet, putting people who have double his lifespan in Street Fighter experience. He's putting people to shame. So
Okay.
that
Okay.
is
Back to Sarah Bond. I stand corrected. She is not. It's not Purdue Chicken. It's Tyson Foods. Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox, was appointed to the board of directors for Tyson Foods on August 7, 2025. How does that relate to Xbox? Please explain to me, chat.
Yo, that reminds me of that Kanye meme when he's like, "I love Lady Gaga, but what you know about cameras?" Yeah,
It,
that's mad funny.
but why?
What do you mean? Why she gets paid to make decisions, financial decisions?
But she's also the president of Xbox. Like, I don't understand how this works. Why?
Her job is to run a company.
Hmm.
She's good at running companies.
She serves.
Microsoft.
I was
Yeah.
about to finish reading her. She serves as an independent director, and her appointment adds her expertise in technology, strategy, and consumer engagement to the food company's board.
Yep. There it is. Boom. There it is. She's not there because she knows chicken. She's there because she knows business, business infrastructure, customer engagement. She knows how to look at the balance sheet and make
Hear-
sense of the numbers.
Heartless. Okay. Is Xbox doing well?
Is Xbox doing well?
Yeah.
Listen. When you get to companies of this level, I don't think you can blame any one person
No, I'm not.
because
I'm not
even
blaming
if she
her.
is even if she is the president of this company still is the child company of a bigger company, and she can go in and she could do her job perfectly on an and to us the consumers we would think that she's the worst ever, but to her bosses she is accomplishing their vision exactly how they want her to accomplish it. Now, it that could make them happy. It might fail in the numbers, but if that could be on them and not on her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed. But like I'm saying, going back to what I'm saying, this just feels like Xbox shouldn't have been. You know what? Let me not even say that. I feel like Xbox sees something that's happening and they're just riding that wave right now. And I think that's why they're trying to move away from console exclusivity. Let's say that. I think they're trying to be more akin to like Steam.
I mean, that's true. And the more I think of it, the more I think of it, it makes sense what you said earlier. They're not getting success from console exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
It's not generating them additional money.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably better off just getting their games everywhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if by next year or by the end of next year they make an announcement like Game Pass is going to be also on PlayStation. Bro, if they did that, if they did that, that is a crazy thing to happen. Sony won't let it happen. I mean, they're already allowing Xbox games to be on the platform. PS5 doesn't have a browser, so maybe PS6. What do you mean by that, Jerm? It doesn't have to have a browser for them to have Game Pass on it. It could just be an app. But chat, I think. Is there anything else, Heartless, in rumors?
Rumors, I don't
Speed
really got
runs?
nothing. But I will say this though:
Mm-hmm.
holiday season's around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the gaming news will begin to ramp up.
Mm-hmm.
So, chat, make sure you guys stay tuned Sunday after Sunday after Sunday after Sunday to get your gaming news fix. And honestly, I love when we just have these conversations, discussions. I like when we're looking at articles, talking with the chat, getting opinions, feedback, and seeing how just how overall like today I learned from our discussions about the console war and exclusives. I think it's a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys in the chat for all your conversations and all the engagement. It drives us to want to do better and just make it out week after
100%.
week.
Agreed. Shout out to everybody that came
Uh,
through tonight. It was super dope. Um,
it was super dope.
yeah. But chat, that's pretty much it for tonight's episode of Gamer Actual. If you enjoyed the podcast, be sure to go check it out on other platforms and make sure you give it a like. Give it 5 stars and tell them you enjoyed this show. You heard? That's what helps us out. We're also because at some point I'm gonna ramp up our campaign to go like get affiliate on Spotify because if we do, we can start getting some, you know what I mean,
I
over
hear
there.
it's the hardest affiliate program of any affiliate program.
Yes, and I would love to. That's why I haven't really focused anything or put any kind of like time and energy into it just yet. But
This
once
is a
I do,
strategy, Cash. I'm telling you. We're gonna hire the best clip maker
yes, we
to
need.
generate
Yeah.
us a bunch of good clips, and
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna post them, and then we're gonna post them with paid promotions, and we'll see if they take off.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Chat, if you guys
In
know
the
any
meantime, though,
clippers,
in the meantime,
send
though,
them our way.
if you guys support the vision, kxidrip.com, check out the merch.
Oh, that too.
The hat too.
Yeah. But yeah, chat, that's it for tonight's episode of Gamer Actual. We will catch you guys later. Peace. Don't I have an ending screen? I feel like I keep saying I need to make one. And I keep forgetting.
It's all good though. It's all good.
Who we rating out to?
It's all well. You got Darling online. You got Taj online. We got my boy Moose online. I like Moose a lot. He's cool. But
We've never rated Moose before.
Rose is online. Rose is online.
Chat, Rose is playing Pokemon Legends ZA. Let's rate out to Rose.
Ha.
After we just scrapped on the game.
Let's go tell Rose that Heartless was shitting on Legend ZA the whole podcast. Let's get this video going.
But chat, we'll get y'all later. Peace.
Y'all ready, bro? Look at my new camera. I mean, this is my new camera. Look at my camera. Woo.
Oh, we got 10 people in here. We got out here. See y'all
No,
later, chat. Bye.
this is the first time all day I get to relax. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Stream over. Let me
Tonight
make
was lit.
sure. Yeah, it was fire.